Today's video is deeply personal, but it's also professional, reflective, and future focused. We're diving into the power of storytelling and mentorship in biomedical science. Whether you're a student, a recent graduate, or a professional looking to make a difference, this video is for you. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Some of the biggest shifts in my life and my career started with someone saying you can do this. In this video, I want to talk to you about the power of sharing our stories of mentoring with intention and why your journey, yes, your journey, could be the guide someone else is looking for. So I've put this under, sharing your story and impact. This was inspired by, as I promised guys, every time I deliver a webinar or a talk in person or being part of a panel, I always like to, this is something I started a series that I will put it on my YouTube channel, and also it will give a space for me to elaborate on certain points, because when you're part of a panel, you've got a certain time. It's not like this video is going to be long. No, I mean, there's certain points I believe I can extend on and elaborate on. It's my channel. I can do whatever I like. But also it's part of my mass mentoring by sharing as much as I can on this channel. So it's biomedical science and beyond, like the platform that I created. And what inspired me is now students are realizing that there is a gap between the education system and the professional industry, and the rapid change that's happening because of technology. Also, the way we communicate has changed. We can't speak the way we used to speak. And also, this is my own personal, I was reflecting about it this morning. Now with the mass information that's out there, many platforms, everybody's saying what they think, which we'll talk about that in the near future. So I think this is very important for professionals to speak up and share. And I've had this year, this is my third collaboration with an African organization where students created like a society or something among themselves, where they can bridge that gap between the education and the industry. And also last year, this is how we started last year. I delivered a talk as well in another country. I think it was Costa Rica. I think it's on the YouTube channel as well. I was right at the beginning of my journey to delivering. Like a year on, about YouTube channel, things have changed in terms of sharing content. So it made me realize, I was really happy, because I always say, guys, there is a gap. We need to continue. We need to communicate differently. We need to inspire the next generation differently. So I'm very proud of all of those initiatives that are out there, and keep doing what you're doing. So why your story matters is because everyone has a journey, and their journey is unique, and that's where the power lies in. Your story will include not just the triumphs or the wins, which most people celebrate. No, there's more to it. Your setbacks, your breakthroughs, your turning points. And that will do something incredible. And this is something I learned. I shared everything as it is. When I was trying to get qualified as a biomedical scientist, I was sharing content on Instagram. I didn't want to use social media in a passive way. I thought, okay, so I was getting frustrated by the whole thing. At the end of I was at the beginning of my journey. Then I realized there's more to it. So I was sharing content, and then people saw my content on Instagram, and they said, why don't you just publish a book? And I thought, oh, publish a book? I'm not a writer, I'm a scientist, and I can't do with anything with literature and all of that. Self-published the book. I've just put my thoughts in, basically the lessons or the things that they don't tell you when you graduate from university, or even while you're at university, or even before you start studying, or especially higher education. So I written it in my book, Aida, Noor Thoughts. It's a very short book. It's just basically my notes. It's like me speaking to you. It's basically my journal. So I decided to do self-publishing. As you can see, the editing skills were so bad. But then after that, with AI, things have improved. And then after I got qualified, I realized there's a difference between a career and a job. And the pandemic hit, and it made me reflect on my life and my journey. And then I again continued documenting and journaling, and obviously with the AI and things have improved, and I've learned about editing. Then I've published my second book, which is again basic notes. It's not nothing much. On creating your dream career beyond job application. And at that time, I resigned from full-time job, and then I embarked on self-employment. If you're new to this channel, I am Aida Noor, a biomedical scientist. I'm self-employed, and also I share a lot of content on all my social media, talking about the future of work, biomedical science, everything, and sharing my journey, as because I'm on a journey myself. And I'm a UK registered biomedical scientist. Everything is about me on this channel, so check any videos that are relevant to you. There's more to come, because I'm on a journey myself. My self-employment, this is my 4th year of self-employment. I still practice in the UK, but I take career breaks here and there whenever I need to. But I'm still registered and I practice my job. So in a nutshell, this is how my experience has been. I've been sharing my stories, and the engagement has been amazing. Your voice can inspire resilience and community. So I just share it as it is, no polish, nothing. So especially in biomedical science, your journey can be very isolated and very technical. So your experience will bring that to life, to inspire others. So in a nutshell, why your story matters, that will build empowerment, community, and connection. So I've put this mentoring in biomedical science education. What's the challenges? Mentoring is not something that is nice to have. It's an essential part of anybody starting their career. So for me, in my journey, I've lacked guidance, and I can see that's what leads the students to become discouraged. Some of them completely drop out, and I can see on social media, particularly TikTok, those viral videos that say biomedical science is a scam. What's the point of biomedical science? And I'm going to talk about this in another video, because that's a topic on its own, because I want to talk about it myself from my own personal perspective in an extensive way. And also mentoring will open doors to students, and open opportunities to them. That's why students require encouragement to stay motivated, because it's a long road. Any career requires a lot of input from you, particularly at this day and age, not just in biomedical science. For example, medicine, people accept that it needs a lot of hard work, but to be honest, the honest picture from my observation, because I'm involved in this professionally, every profession requires hard work, regardless. When you're starting, you have to, there's nothing instant. I know at this day and age in technology, we expect things to happen instantly. No, building a career, it's like building a building, let's say, brick by brick, brick by brick. And I think when you're young, you don't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate that. I was in a hurry. One of the biggest mistakes that I made, I don't have biomedical science degree. I did biochemistry degree. And I didn't appreciate the importance of industry experience or placement. So at that time, it was sandwich year. I just wanted to do my degree and get started and earn money. And then I realized, what can I do with biochemistry degree? I don't know what to do with biochemistry degree. And then I said, okay, let me do masters. I didn't know I was choosing between pharmacy, biomedical science. My mom told me, do masters. That's the best thing you can do for now, because I couldn't find a job in a lab or industry or any company. So I did medical microbiology. I did biomedical science, medical microbiology, thinking that would qualify me to just get a lab job. And I realized it wasn't even accredited, and still I lacked lab experience. So therefore, I had to start from the beginning as an MLA, finding my way, because I didn't have no lab experience, or I was doing those random part-time jobs. I didn't know how it works. For you to put your foot in the door takes time. It has many angles. I'll talk about this separately. Because I think we need to talk about that more. So if I had a mentor right from the beginning, from the university at least, that would have made a difference. I would have had an idea on the timeline it takes. So now me on the other end, enjoying the flexibility of being self-employed, I can tell you it's important to have a mentor. Not necessarily that you need a designed or allocated mentor. No, you have to find a mentor. In the previous videos, I spoke to you how you can apply emotional intelligence. Look for the people who love training, people who will, you know, sit with you and talk to you and explain everything. And this is what I did in my journey, especially after I got qualified, especially when I started my journey as a biomedical scientist. I was very lucky and I was going through my personal professional development journey. So I already developed this, and I even read the book, Emotional Intelligence. I don't know how I had the energy to read it. It's very, very detailed, but I learned. And I read other books as well, such as How to Win Friends and Influence People and things like that. So I already had an idea, and I started in the private. By the way, I always talk about the private and the NHS. So as an MLA, I started as a private, and then in NHS, BMS, I started in private, and then the NHS. And the NHS, all I'm self-employed. So it was much, much easier for me. That's when I knew. And luckily, I went to the same company or the diagnostic lab after it expanded as a BMS. So as a MLA, when I worked, I already had an idea on who the people are, who I can. So I did influence my training when I was obviously you get trained everywhere. I used to look for those particular individuals, and I used to, you know, say, look, I want this particular person, don't move me from one bench to another until that person who has a lot of experience and a lot of patience, because I ask lots of questions. I'm very annoying. I've got this mind that I have to know everything. Finding a mentor, it's your responsibility. Don't wait for somebody to hold your hand. So mentorship will reduce you as a student, your stress, with discouragement and thinking of changing careers. Mentoring will open doors to opportunities and networks. It will encourage you and it will keep you motivated. Addressing these gaps will be essential to cultivate the next generation of innovators or scientists. So, navigating challenges in biomedical science education. Students, I'm sure if you're a student, you will acknowledge some of, and I think acknowledging this with your educational journey and professional ambition in biomedical science field. So I've put them under three titles. The lack of guidance. Many students feel lost because it's new. There's no insufficient mentorship. There's no one directing you to where to go and what to do. So therefore, your confidence gets knocked down, and you doubt what career options that you might have. You even doubt the whole thing altogether. Imposter syndrome. This is something I learned recently. I didn't know that this term existed. So this will stop you from and make you doubt your abilities, your worthiness, and that will stop you from growing and pursuing and thriving. Bureaucratic obstacles. Yes, progression can be a bit slow. But the good news is subjective. Some places you progress faster than other places. Even your journey will be different from others. So that will cause frustration and you might give up altogether. I thought about that myself. In the last chapter of my first book, I almost gave up. So this is the current challenges, and it's been there for some time. But I think this is always going to be the case anyway in any other career. And I think now with technology disrupting every industry, you've got technology, AI, it's going to be even more because everybody's trying to adapt from top to bottom. Everyone's trying to adapt. So that's why raising awareness, storytelling, all of this comes in handy, just to give you a bit of comforting power to let you know it's not so bad. Even for me, I'm navigating what options I have. You have to anticipate change. This is how I approached it. When I started exploring, I started exploring the international opportunities. So I went to Dubai. I wanted to see what is it like, because everybody networks in Dubai, and it was just post COVID, so it was a bit quieter. Everybody was hungry to get back to real life. I planned it a year before. And I'm glad I did, because Expo 2022, Expo 2020 relaunched. I've just shared a video about revisiting it, so watch it. It's quite funny or inspiring. Also, the Museum of the Future. So I wanted to befriend the future. I wasn't fearing the future, and this is again. COVID made me think about my life, my career. That's why I decided to look at what global opportunities that are out there, and it's promising. It's not all doom and gloom, I can promise you. Traditionally, I used to think that opportunities are only in the lab, and I was looking for a lab job. I was dying for a lab job. And I'm going to be very honest with you. When I started this YouTube channel, I realized actually there are lab jobs and non-lab jobs. There are many opportunities out there, and I've spoken in several videos about that. Actually, there's a recent one that I've published, but also last year I spoke about it in great details. We might revisit that, so check that out and let me know your ideas, guys, about it. So I've put them under four titles. The clinical practice pathway, which I am in. So you have hands-on experience in patient care, diagnostic treatments, allowing professionals, us, to impact patients' lives. And this requires certain skills, your interpersonal skills, problem solving. There's more than that. I spoke about skills many times. I might just put the slide now for you to have a look at what biomedical science skills are. Also, you can work in research and development, where it focuses in innovative discoveries, advancement in science, and that will allow us to drive progress to understand disease, leading to breakthroughs, therapies, technologies that can change patients' outcomes. Science, communication, and writing. This is what I'm doing now, breaking down complex topics into bite size. That's what I'm doing now. I'm creating videos where I can communicate with you about biomedical science, making it easier. Because I remember when I started my channel, I was like, everybody's talking about biomedical science, but then I thought, no, it's perspective. I'm going to talk to you about it the way I understand it. I'm going to deliver it to you the way I see it, the way I survived this career. So that will create educated communities on healthcare issues, making science more relatable and impactful. Innovation and entrepreneurship, that's another thing I discovered. So also, let's talk about innovation. That will enable us professionals to create startups. There's many startups that are out there that will drive healthcare through a new advancement and adapting to the global challenges. So for you, wherever you are, this is the landscape of biomedical science, and I will update you on what's the latest. But there's many opportunities beyond the lab, that's for sure. But I think I always say that, and I'm talking from my own experience. Having lab experience gives you the edge because you've been in the lab, you know how it's like. So if, for example, if you want to move into sales, or if you want to move into companies that are implementing systems, you have a lot of potential. So don't underestimate gaining lab experience or getting into the lab. Get into it, have a feel of it, understand it, and then it will give you a strong foundation than somebody who never saw the lab. I've seen projects that fail because people from the top don't understand working in the lab fully. And I think also, I remember I delivered a project management talk in Dubai about project management, and I spoke about my input and the importance of automation in the lab. By the way, I don't have any project management certification, but I just wanted to give, expose people about our world, because if you're not healthcare, nobody can know about it. And people, when they gave me feedback, they said, oh, I'm glad you told us about this. How can we fit in? I said, unfortunately, the current situation, unless you're a healthcare professional, you can't get in, even if you're a project management professional, which I think that shouldn't be the case now. That's why I'm opening the doors and saying I'm speaking about us openly, and it's up to you as a project managing professional. This is what you need to do. This is how it is. You just have to get in your way, which is comes under the future career, which we're going to talk about in the next video. I think there's a lot of potential, but you just have to look at it from a proactive approach. So lab experience, I really think it's definitely worth gaining, because it will help you in your whole career. So at least when you come to a project that involves in your scientific journey, let's assume that you did biomedical science, but you did none lab. How are you going to help when it comes to that? This is what I think. That's why now, if anybody, I know every in and out of a lab now, from the moment the specimen arrives to the report that is out and beyond that. So that overview, it's very important. So get into the lab, get the experience, don't rush, absorb as much as you can, because that will help you forward. As simple as that. I'll leave it there because that's a whole topic on its own. Maybe I'll talk about that in a separate video. Empowering future biomedical scientists can be through experience, storytelling, sharing our experience, and networking. This will give you an idea on what are the essential steps that will enhance your career progression, where you gain experience across settings, real networking, not just your qualifications. And this is something I say all the time, even in my talks. In order for you to appreciate that you're an addition, always review your skills. That's why people, when they brag on how many years of experience, know how relevant your skills are. That's what matters. It's not your degrees, it's not your years of experience, it's how relevant your skills are. This is the current landscape. This is what puts you, that will put you in an elite level, if I may say. So these lived experience, they will shape your professional path. Simple as that. And that leads me to the next topic. What makes you a valuable addition? I would put it under the thing is, I'm a bit excited when it comes to this because I'm living this experience, and it's the least spoken about skill, soft skills. In addition to networking skills, we tend to focus on the technicalities, the grades, and all of that. No, soft skills are extremely important, not just in biomedical science field, but beyond that. Enabling collaboration, communication, adapting to the rapid changing environment like technology. I'll keep repeating because that's the current situation. We are experiencing, I don't know if it's the 4th industrial revolution or the 5th industrial revolution. Let me put it in one sentence. Technology now, or AI, is being augmented, not replacing you. This is a myth. So we are working alongside. I do put that list of the skills that biomedical scientists have. Just in a nutshell, for simplicity, as I promised, my talks are going to be always simple. Effective communication that will allow you to communicate with others, collaborate, and also to share your ideas effectively, and for others to understand whether they are in the biomedical science field or in other fields. Like I did when I speak to different audiences, I always introduce them about biomedical science, what biomedical scientists do, just to have an idea, so for them to know what I'm talking about. Like when I spoke about digital presence, which we're going to touch on that topic, I spoke about from my perspective and onwards. So the way of communication and delivering is extremely important. And also the most important skills or skill that AI cannot replace, flexibility and adaptability, is extremely important to stay open to challenges that you have, that you might face, because that will allow you to thrive, and that will enhance your career prospects. And because of technology is transforming every industry right now, working together as team and collaborating is extremely important, because of technology, it's going to reshape many industries. It already is. We need to find solutions. We need to support each other. That will also help you in your, not just your professional, but also in your personal growth. Final reflections. Storytelling does shape the future of science in specific and in any career. It doesn't just inspire, it will create culture. When you speak about your real struggles, not your winnings, your struggles and your unexpected wins, you create a space where others can relate or do the same. You build a network of courage, not just connecting for the sake of it, and your voice, your reflections, your willingness to be seen. These are the tools for change. So guys, mentorship isn't a title. Like I mentioned, I don't have any leadership role in my CV. I don't have, I'm just a biomedical scientist, specialist biomedical scientist, self-employed. I don't have a research paper under my name, but I know I'm a leader. Leadership is a skill, it's not a title. So mentorship, it starts with being honest, showing up, and helping others where possible. So if you're watching this and you've been holding back from sharing your story or waiting to feel ready, this is your sign. Whether you're a student or on your journey, or you're a professional and you're in your journey as well. So share your experience, if you're a student or somebody who's navigating their next step, find a mentor, create a post, a video, a conversation, because you never know who's listening or who is watching. You might need your story to take you to the next step in theirs. So if this video spoke to you, please share it with someone who might need it, or needs the encouragement today. Don't forget that we're all in this together. I find people who encourage me. At the moment, I'm in the production stage where I'm sharing my content, but also I look for support in different ways that are aligned with my values, with my way. So share it with others, and again, don't forget, comment. This is for all of us to grow together. This is networking. This is not just for me to deliver information to you. Comment, let me know what you think, share your experiences, regardless to where you are in life. And don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned. There's more to come. I've got a lot to show you guys. And as always, keep showing up for yourself and others. And until the next video, keep shining, keep inspiring, and see you next time. Whew. I'm quite emotional about this topic because it's not easy when you're going through your journey, and when it really relates. There's a few points I was emotional here, but this is life. This is how you learn, and I think, God, I hope I didn't sound so aggressive in the video, but this is how storytelling is, and I want you guys to believe in yourselves. So yeah. That's it, I'm done. I'm not repeating this. Oh my God. Next. Let's move on. Next. Okay, let's present. I'm not pausing this. This has to go out.